much anticipated team-based shooter Overwatch finally released this week, and to get people all excited and stuff, Blizzard decided to unveil a series of oversized action figures in different locations around the world. Tracer was the first hero to appear. She popped up in a sealed box on Hollywood Boulevard. Next came Paris with a Genji figurine, followed soon after that by Farah in the South Korean city of Busan. As far as gaming publicity stunts go, this was not only an impressive way to spread awareness of Overwatch's release, but more importantly, it didn't manage to piss people off. You see, not all gaming publicity stunts are that well received, as we're about to prove to you with this handy list of 6 weird publicity stunts that worked, but for all the wrong reasons. Number 1. Capcom's Human Meat Market.
Blizzard weren't the only video game company to hit the headlines with a PR stunt this week. In a bizarre turn of events, a 4-year-old Resident Evil promotion managed to spark a rumour so widespread that the Chinese government had to issue a statement refuting it. You see, back when they were promoting Resident Evil 6, Capcom decided it would be a good idea to create a Resident Evil themed art installation at the Smithfield Meat Market in East London. Set in a fictional butcher shop called Wesker & Sons, I see what they did there, the exhibit featured animal meat being shaped into human body parts. Among the items available to purchase were delicacies like peppered human and lemon sausages, human thigh steaks, and even some incredibly realistic penises. Look away now if you don't want to see any dismembered penises.
Got the spicy penises are selling very well tonight.
Apart from being just a little bit vomit-inducing, everything about the event went pretty smoothly. People had a laugh and no one was really that offended, except for maybe some vegetarians. That was until late last week when a pair of South African tabloids published claims that China had been exporting cans of human meat to African supermarkets. The reports were, of course, total baloney, and the photographic evidence the tabloids provided, well, that came from this picture taken at, you guessed it, the Wesker & Sons butcher shop. Still, that didn't stop the news from going viral, forcing the Chinese ambassador to Zambia to release an official statement condemning the rumours. Wow, what an awkward mistake indeed.
Number 2. Goats of War 2. The idea must have seemed innocent enough: stage an elaborate Greek mythology-themed event in Athens to promote God of War 2 and invite a bunch of journalists to perform tasks straight out of the I'm a Celebrity book of gross challenges. Trouble is, you can never predict when a good idea will turn out to be an absolutely god-awful one. The first few tasks were relatively mild. Journalists were made to stick their hands into boxes of live snakes before being sent to learn how to properly throw a knife. So far so good, but it was the third task that really got people's goat. The journalists attending the event were led into a room containing a freshly butchered goat and then ordered to drink from a bowl of warm entrails, which in reality was a meat soup made to a local Greek recipe. Unfortunately for Sony, the British tabloids caught wind of the whole sordid affair, and seeing yet another chance to compare gamers to devil worshippers, the Daily Mail went on an all-out offensive, calling the event a depraved promotional stunt with a decapitated goat. A sheepish Sony spokesperson countered by saying the animal had not been slaughtered for the event, but had been bought from a local butcher by the Greek company hired to stage the event. Amidst allegations of animal cruelty, Sony decided to recall a print run of their official PlayStation magazine, so they could completely remove a centre page spread that covered the event. Ha! Talk about pulling the wool over our eyes. Number 3. Dante's No-No.
Making fun of people's religion isn't really a very nice thing to do. Making fun of people's religion in order to flog some games, though, is just plain stupid, as EA found out during the promotion of Dante's Inferno. They started off rather lightly by creating this hoax trailer for a Wii game called Mass We Pray. In the trailer, a family uses a peripheral shaped like a cross to perform various religious rites like making the sign of the cross and sprinkling holy water. Things took a step closer to the offensive later on that year during E3, when EA hired 20 actors to stage a fake protest outside the Los Angeles Convention Center. Carrying signs bearing messages like "Hell is not a game" and "EA equals Antichrist," the faux protesters drew sizable crowds and, in turn, a lot of anger from the Christian gaming community. But the final straw for Dante's Inferno came from EA's incredibly offensive Sin to Win promotion that basically asked attendees of that year's San Diego Comic-Con to sexually harass booth babes. The rules on the promotional flyer told people to commit an act of lust with a booth babe and then upload the proof to social media. The prize, a sinful night out with count 'em, two hot girls and a chest full of booty. It took the Dante's Inferno team less than 24 hours to post a public apology, which was probably just a little bit longer than the time it took them to excommunicate everyone involved with the ill-judged stunt.
Number 4. Homefront The Pollution. You know what the people of San Francisco really like? They really like the San Francisco Bay. That's why they got really annoyed when THQ filled it with thousands of bright red balloons. It all kicked off during GDC 2011 when a fake North Korean protest designed to help promote Homefront ended in the release of 10,000 red balloons. The balloons were meant to be symbolic, but events soon turned shambolic as the balloons quickly deflated and came to rest on the waters of the San Francisco Bay. What made things even worse was that each balloon also had a promotional flyer attached, highlighting a Resistance multiplayer pack pre-order bonus, doubling not only the amount of litter in the bay, but also the amount of anger from concerned residents. A spokeswoman for THQ was quick to offer a response, telling Bay Area residents not to worry because the balloons that were released are completely biodegradable. But that non-apology didn't go down too well, and Trash Talk FCM, the marketing company that arranged the stunt for THQ, was later fined $7,000 by the San Francisco Bay Regional Water Quality Control Board. Red faces all around then. Number 5. Mercenaries 2, London's in Flames.
Here's another classic PR clanger from EA, this time for their rather disappointing Explode 'em Up Mercenaries 2 World in Flames. EA's idea was simple enough: take over a petrol station on release day and give away £10,000 worth of fuel at a maximum of £40 per car. What could possibly go wrong with that? Well, how about massive tailbacks and complete gridlock on a busy London road as motorists queued for up to an hour to claim their gas for gratis? Obviously the people who managed to drive away with a free tank of petrol were over the moon, but anyone else who needed to use the road? They weren't so amused. I mean, just look how angry the stunt made this poor policeman.
You have closed this event down?
Yes. I don't believe we had any advance notice of this, and I don't believe there's been a bus up here for the last hour and a half.
Number 6. Fear 2's catvertising.
Our final weird promotional stunt isn't like the others, and by that I mean it didn't offend anyone that we know of. But it is super cute and a great excuse for us to finally get some footage of cats on the Eurogamer Show. Honestly, I have been pitching for cat videos for like a year so far without success. Anyway, to mark the release of Fear 2 Project Origin on Friday the 13th in the UK, Warner created what they called the world's first superstitious ad campaign. And how did they go about doing this? By making specially trained black cats wear Fear 2 branded cat clothing. That's how. No, look at them! Warner took the skittish little kitties on a tour of London, stopping off at various game stores and journalistic outlets on the way. Also, they could shamelessly shift a few extra copies of the game. At one point, they even ended up in the arms of this smooth-faced youngster who, for some reason, looks strangely familiar. Anyway, no cute little animals were harmed and Warner got a few column inches, so all's well that ends well for once, I guess.
And that's all we've got time for on this week's Eurogamer Show. If you want more of the same, don't forget to like and subscribe, and then once you've done that, why not check out one of these other fine videos. Goodbye!